Hey YouTube, it's Peyton, and today I'm coming at you guys with a video on tips and tricks into getting into UCLA. Today I'm going to be talking about applying, things that you should do, how you should look at your test scores, just all the things that are really important when you're applying to college, and especially UCLA, because I go here, I was accepted, so I feel like I kind of have the gist of it. Everything that I'm saying in this video is not going to automatically guarantee you an admission into this school, because you have to think there are over 100,000 applicants applying. I know that was how many applied for the year of 2017, and it's really hard to get in because of how many people it is, not just because of the kind of school that it is. But yes, I'm here to try and help you guys. And so I'm going to start off with applying. So just applying, I want to tell you guys, you should apply early. I don't know when the UCLA application opens, but I know that it stops on November 30th. So you should make sure that you start at least like a month in advance. Like, you should start way before that. Like, make sure you start writing your personal statement, and make sure you start practicing essays and all those different kinds of prompts way before you're in the 12th grade, because that's what I did, and I felt like it really helped, because as I got closer and closer to graduation, I kept revising my essays, showing different people, and my essays just got better and better and better. I got accepted to a lot of schools when I was in my senior year, and I chose UCLA because I knew that it was probably going to be the best fit for me. It was a really great school for psychology, that's my major, and when I came here for Black Admit Weekend, I kind of felt a connection to the Black students here. The UC application, it is a lot, so make sure you at least have a paper with like things written down, like your extracurricular activities, your GPA, your AP classes, AP test scores, all those things. Like, you need to write all this stuff down before you even start applying to college, because you have everything about you, then you have college apps, and then you specifically have the UC application, because not all applications are the same. CSU Mentor, you have UC app, and then you have the Common app. Every little thing that you should have before you actually fill it in, because what if you log in and they erase all your data? Like, you want to just make sure you have all that stuff written down somewhere else, not just on the app. So your personal statement, I personally think that is the most important thing to help you get into college, because that's you letting the reader know like who you are, why you deserve to be here, and why you're different from all the other applicants. When you're writing your personal statement, you don't want to have a sob story. Oh, I grew up in a poor neighborhood and I'm so sad. You need to talk about, oh, you're poor, but why did being poor inspire you to go to college? And how does being poor make you different than the other poor applicants or the other rich applicants? Why do you outshine everybody else? What's special about you that makes that, like, why do you deserve to be here? You want to tell them why you deserve to be here and what you're going to do for them, because they don't want to they already know you want to go here. That's why you're applying. They want to know why you're special, why you're important. So you want to make sure you prove that to them, and if you don't, you're not getting in. Like, it's as simple as that. So that's really important. Show them the test scores and like practice test scores. So the SAT and the ACT are the two tests that you are required to take if you live in America. I'm pretty sure if you live outside the country it's something else. I don't know anything else about outside the country, because I'm in America and I've never been outside the country. But yeah, if you're outside the country, I'm sorry that this video is not here to help you. But if you live in America and you're taking the SAT and the ACT, take them more than once, and make sure you start early. If you're like in the 12th grade and watching this video, I'm so sorry for you. You can take it like one or two more times. But if you're in the 10th grade, the 11th grade, or you're just like, you're not even in high school yet, start taking those practice tests now. Like, it's great to start early, because by the time your scores are going to be super high, because you've practiced so much and you already know what to expect. And when you go to take the test, you're not even worried, because you're like, oh, I know this. And the more that you practice, the more that you know where you went wrong, the more you can correct your mistakes. And I would say take the test like 4 times, even more than that if you can. Also, don't waste your money. Like, if you're taking AP tests and you know that you're not, like, you don't know what's going to be on the test, do not waste your money. Save your money, save your time, because it's really pointless to get a 1 or a 2 on the AP test, and it's like, it doesn't even count. And also, I don't want, like, I've heard somebody say like AP classes and AP test scores don't matter. If you take AP classes and you pass the test, that's a class that you don't have to take as a GE or as just a class that you need to take in college. Like, it's already out of the way. So make sure if you're taking AP classes, you take those classes seriously because they actually matter. Like in the future, it'll help you graduate faster and it'll help you get things out of the way. So make sure you're on point when you're taking AP classes. Don't just take them to say, oh, I took them. Like take them and be serious about it so you can pass the test and you don't have to take that class in college. AP classes, I'm not going to say you need AP classes because I have a friend who took no AP classes and got into UCLA. But the more competitive that you look, the easier it is to get in. You want to show them that you're outshining people, okay? So you don't want to do the bare minimum and expect to get in because you're not. You want to do as much as you can, as much as possible, and you want to just help yourself. Everything that you add to the list of who you are makes you a better applicant, makes you more competitive, and it increases your chances of getting in. Your GPA and your high school classes. Like I was already saying, it is important to take AP classes, but don't do it if you can't handle it. Like don't take 4 AP classes in 1 year if you already know you can't do it because you're just going to mess up your GPA. Your GPA is, if you have anything below 3.0, you can't even apply. So I'm sorry that you're watching this video if that's your GPA. But if you have anything above a 3.0, you can apply. And it's better that you have a GPA above 3.5 when you're applying to this school. It just makes you forgot the average GPA for UCLA. I think it's like 4.3. I really don't remember. But when I was applying, I had a 3.87 or 3.89. I don't remember. And I got in. I don't think it was because of my GPA. I kind of think my personal statement was super strong. And I'm not just going to say like, oh, your GPA is the only like important thing. It's not to say that when you're applying to college, it's one thing that's going to get you in. It's kind of like holistic review of who you are. It matters about your personal statement, SAT scores, your GPA, extracurriculars, outside activities, volunteering, all that into one like makes you special. So don't just think like, oh, I need to make sure this specific thing is perfect. Everything has to be good. Make sure that you focus in your classes, you get good grades, and you don't play. Because if you play, then they're going to play with you. And just don't try to go here if you're not taking your GPA seriously. Because you're going to have to come to college and also take your college GPA serious. So if you're in high school and you don't like doing work now, don't expect to come to college and not like doing your work, because you have to change your study habits, you have to change all of your habits, because everything just gets more. Also, honors classes are very important, and AP classes are really important. AP classes boost your GPA by like 1 point. If you have a B, it's really an A. If you have a C, it's really a B. Honors classes boost your GPA by like 0.5, and it doesn't matter which one you take. Extracurriculars and volunteering, these are super duper 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 important. Do not expect to get into a great college if you have not done anything outside of school. That's one thing people fail to realize. They'll have like a 4.5 GPA and they have never volunteered or went to their church or gotten a job or anything like that. They don't want people to apply to their school just because they're super smart. They want people to apply to their school because they're well-rounded and they have a lot of things going for themselves. So for me, I was involved in about 7 different activities. It's not to say it matters how many activities you're specifically involved in, but it's passion you put into what you do and how much you love what you do. So don't just go and volunteer and go and get involved in your community just to get into college. Do it because you want to do it. So if you're looking for something to get involved in, make sure it's something that you want to do. If you like helping kids, go help kids. If you want to get a job, go get a job doing something that you like to do, because you might have to write an essay about it for college, and you're not about to just say like, oh, I did this just so I can get in here. No. You need to tell them why you did it, why it's a part of you, like why it's important to you, and what it means. I was involved in SCA Scholars, which is like an outside academic program. I was in National Honor Society, which is for high achieving students. And I was in American Red Cross, which is like volunteering with the blood drives. I was also in UCLA Unicamp, which is like outside activity, just so you can get like community service hours. And then I also volunteered a lot with Red Cross. I was a tutor for National Honor Society, and I tutored a lot of middle school. I just did a lot of tutoring throughout high school in general. And I did it because I'm the type of person that likes to help people. I even like to tutor people now, but I don't do it as much. Like I said, make sure that you're doing something that you want to do. Don't just do it to get into college. Don't just do it because you feel like you have to. Make sure it's something that you want to do. Make sure it's a part of you. Make sure the least amount that I've spent in each activity that I was involved in was 2 years. I didn't do a lot in my freshman year. Most of my activities in my 10th and 11th grade year. That's another thing that's really important. When you're in the 9th grade, they don't really they kind of give you leeway, but it's not to say don't just mess up in the 9th grade because you think they're going to give you leeway, because that's not always the case. But most people really mess up. Like, I didn't mess up with my grades, but I wasn't involved, and I didn't really know how to get involved yet. So that didn't happen until the 10th grade and the 11th grade and stuff. I was only involved in one activity in the 9th grade, and by the time I was in the 11th grade, I was involved in 5 different activities and volunteering opportunities, just because I wanted to get involved, because I felt like it made me a better person. I know that the UCs do not require teacher recommendations. Only Berkeley does if they ask you about it. But in general, when you're applying to colleges, not just for the UC application, you want to make sure that you get acquainted with your teachers when you start high school, or even no matter what grade you're in. Make sure that you're close to your teachers. Don't be that kid in the back of the class who's the clown, and when they're applying teachers to help them write letters of recommendations. You want to be the student who's the good student. Get on the teacher's good side so they can write you those letter of recommendations and say the best things that they have to say about you. The last thing that I'm going to talk about that's super important is scholarships. And UCLA is a very expensive college to go to. I think all colleges are super expensive no matter what or who you are, unless you're super rich. Sorry. But college is expensive and everybody can't come out of pocket to pay. But the good thing is, if you're broke, you get financial aid. So don't worry, don't let how much college will cost stress you out, because they will help you, okay? As long as you have your grades are up to par, they will give you financial aid. Don't think that you can have really bad grades and because you're broke, they're gonna accept you into college and give you financial aid. No, if your grades are not that great, you're probably not going to get as much financial aid as somebody whose grades were as great, but your grades do play a big part in it. You get more money the better your grades are. And you also get more money the less money that you have. Financial aid is here to help you. Make sure that you apply to the FAFSA, or the DREAM Act application, depending on if you are make sure you apply early, because the earlier the better it is, because if you wait to apply, you might forget, run out of time, or anything. You just might forget something on your application that was really important. So start early. And also scholarships. People do not know about this, but you can start applying to scholarships when you're not even in high school. Apply to as many scholarships as you can, because they help so much. Like, the more scholarships you apply to, the more scholarships you'll get. If you apply to 40 scholarships, you're definitely gonna get like 10 that you don't get, but there will be ones that you do get. I did not apply to scholarships starting early. I started applying to scholarships in like the 11th grade. Sometimes there were times where I forgot about a deadline, or I just didn't send in an application because I just forgot. And I really wish that I wouldn't have forgot, because I know people who got scholarships that I also could have got. Make sure you start applying early. You can apply as early as 9th grade, 10th grade, 11th grade, 12th grade, and there are so many scholarships everywhere. I will add links in the description box below to scholarships that you guys can go and apply for, or just to websites that you can go and find scholarships for. You might say it's hard to find scholarships, it's impossible. No, they're literally everywhere. Everywhere you go, you can get a scholarship. You can Google scholarships for left-handed. They have scholarships if you have blue eyes. Like, there are scholarships for everything, and small scholarships rack up. Big scholarships, even better. I mean, they're harder to get, but it doesn't matter. Like, just apply as much as you can and search everywhere you can, because they're everywhere. And it's money sitting out there that's just waiting for you to go and grab it. It's like there's so many scholarships that people don't even apply to, and you can be the one to apply to those scholarships. And even when you're in college, you can apply to scholarships. Get more money, because you're not about to get the same amount of financial aid every year. But these are just once you're like in the 12th grade. So if you're like a 9th grader watching this video, you don't really have to worry about it as much. But definitely scholarships, not financial aid. Scholarships, 9th graders, y'all can worry about those. It don't matter what grade you're in. Scholarships are important. I don't know if I left anything out of this video, but if you guys have any questions, you can go ahead and comment below. I'm going to be making another video with advice about incoming freshmen to UCLA and just incoming freshmen in college in general. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I tried to be as helpful as I can, because a lot of people are always asking me about how I got into UCLA and asking me for help. Don't feel afraid to email me any questions that you have about getting in, or any questions that you have about your application specifically. I'm here to help. I love helping people so much. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to thumbs up, subscribe, and stay tuned for more videos in the future. Follow me on my Instagram at PaytonB, and I'll be back in the future.